Today, we embark on a journey to uncover the rich history and cultural connections between the Hurrians and Hittites, two influential civilizations that left their mark on the ancient Near East. We'll also investigate their potential ties to the Anunnaki, a group of deities from Mesopotamian mythology whose influence is said to have spanned across numerous ancient cultures. Let's begin by delving deeper into the origins and characteristics of the Hurrians and Hittites. Welcome to Life's Biggest Questions. Let's continue now, shall we? The Hurrians were a prominent civilization that emerged around 2300 BCE and inhabited areas of present-day Syria, Turkey, and Iraq. Their influence peaked during the second millennium BCE, and they left a lasting impact on the region with their unique language, monumental architecture, captivating art, and religious texts. The Hurrians formed various city-states and kingdoms, with the Kingdom of Mitanni being the most powerful Hurrian state, reaching its zenith between 1500 and 1300 BCE. The Hittites, in contrast, were an Indo-European people who established a formidable empire in what is now Turkey and northern Syria. Their civilization thrived during the second millennium BCE, and they were renowned for their military prowess, advanced legal system, and the impressive capital city of Hattusa. The Hittite Empire reached its peak under the rule of Sopelulumawa and his son Mursili II, successfully challenging the supremacy of other major powers such as Egypt and Babylon in the region. The Hurrians and Hittites interacted with each other and surrounding civilizations, exchanging goods, ideas, and even occasionally clashing in conflicts. Despite their differing origins, these two civilizations shared some cultural traits, religious practices, and mythological elements, which has sparked the curiosity of historians and researchers seeking to understand their potential connections with the Anunnaki. As we explore the Hurrians and Hittites, one aspect that stands out is their shared pantheon of gods and goddesses, along with overlapping mythological narratives. This common ground has prompted scholars to examine potential connections between these two ancient cultures and the Anunnaki, who were central figures in Mesopotamian mythology. The Anunnaki were considered a group of gods and goddesses descended from the sky god Anu and his consort Kai. They played a significant role in shaping human civilization by bestowing knowledge and technology upon humanity. Many of the deities worshipped by the Hurrians and Hittites shared resemblances and functions with the Anunnaki, which has fueled theories about cultural exchanges between these civilizations and their possible shared origins. One notable example is the Hurrian storm god Teshub, who bears similarities to the Mesopotamian storm god Adad or Hadad, an Anunnaki deity. In Hittite mythology, the storm god Tahunt or Tahuna also shares similar traits with the Mesopotamian Adad. These parallels suggest that the religious beliefs and mythologies of these cultures may have influenced one another, and that the Anunnaki's presence could have extended to the Hurrians and Hittites. The Hurrians, in particular, adopted and adapted many Sumerian myths into their own religious canon. One such example is the myth of Kamabi, a Hurrian adaptation of the Sumerian tale of Enlil and Ninlil, which describes a succession of divine rulers. The Hittites, who had a history of assimilating the gods and goddesses of conquered peoples into their pantheon, also absorbed Hurrian deities and myths. Another intriguing aspect of these shared mythologies is the presence of divine beings that descended from the heavens to interact with humans. In both Hurrian and Hittite myths, gods and goddesses often intervened in human affairs, guiding the course of history and shaping the destinies of kings and nations. This theme of divine interaction mirrors the role of the Anunnaki in Mesopotamian mythology, where they were said to have had a direct hand in shaping human civilization. These religious similarities and shared mythological elements between the Hurrians, Hittites, and the Anunnaki provide fascinating insight into the complex web of cultural exchange and interaction that characterized the ancient Near East. The blending and adaptation of myths and religious practices between these cultures raise intriguing questions about the possible connections between them and the wider influence of the Anunnaki. As we delve deeper into the shared mythologies and cultural practices of the Hurrians and Hittites, we also encounter compelling evidence that suggests a significant influence of the Anunnaki on various aspects of their societies. This includes their legal systems, architectural styles, religious practices, and more. Let's explore some of these areas in more detail. In terms of legal systems, the Hittite Code of Laws shares many similarities with the famous laws of Hammurabi, the Babylonian king who was said to have received his laws directly from the Anunnaki god Marduk. For instance, both legal systems contain a similar structure, with a prologue, a list of specific laws, and an epilogue. They also feature comparable regulations on property rights, contracts, and punishments for various crimes. This resemblance hints at the possibility of an Anunnaki influence on the development of legal systems in both Hurrian and Hittite societies. Architecturally, both the Hurrians and Hittites constructed monumental structures, such as temples, palaces, and fortified cities, using advanced engineering techniques that may have been inspired by the Anunnaki. For example, the Hittite capital of Hattusa featured massive fortifications, including walls, gates, and watchtowers, as well as elaborate drainage systems. These architectural achievements suggest a level of technical skill and knowledge that some argue could have been passed down by the Anunnaki. In terms of religious practices, the concept of divine kingship, which was central to both Hurrian and Hittite societies, echoes the role of the Anunnaki gods as rulers of the earth. Kings in both cultures were considered to be divinely chosen and were often associated with particular gods or goddesses. This close relationship between rulers and deities may have served as a means of legitimizing their authority and reinforcing their power, a practice that parallels the role of the Anunnaki in Mesopotamian mythology. The influence of the Anunnaki can also be seen in the importance of astronomy and astrology in both Hurrian and Hittite societies. Just like in Mesopotamia, the movements of celestial bodies were believed to hold great significance, and both cultures developed intricate systems for observing and interpreting these celestial events. This shared focus on astronomy and astrology further supports the idea of a connection between these ancient civilizations and the Anunnaki. Overall, the potential influence of the Anunnaki can be traced in various aspects of Hurrian and Hittite culture, hinting at the possibility that the knowledge and wisdom of these deities were shared across the ancient Near East. But while definitive proof remains elusive, the similarities between these civilizations and their connections to the Anunnaki continue to captivate scholars and researchers who seek to unravel the mysteries of our ancient past. The potential connection between the Hurians, Hittites, and the Anunnaki is an enthralling subject, and the search for tangible evidence to support these theories is an ongoing endeavor for historians and archaeologists alike. The ancient sites, artifacts, and texts associated with these cultures offer valuable clues about their beliefs, practices, and possible interactions with the Anunnaki. One of the most compelling sources of evidence is the cuneiform tablets found in the ancient cities of the Hurrians and Hittites. These texts provide invaluable information about the religious beliefs, myths, and practices of these civilizations, offering insight into their possible connections with the Anunnaki. By studying these texts and comparing them with Mesopotamian myths and religious documents, researchers can identify parallels and shared themes that suggest a common cultural influence. Archaeological discoveries also offer valuable evidence about the potential connections between these ancient civilizations and the Anunnaki. For instance, excavations at Hittite and Hurrian sites have uncovered statues, reliefs, and other artistic depictions of gods and goddesses that closely resemble the Anunnaki deities of Mesopotamian mythology. These discoveries lend support to the theory that the religious beliefs and artistic styles of the Hurrians and Hittites were influenced by the Anunnaki. Recent advances in archaeological techniques and technologies, such as remote sensing and ground-penetrating radar, have also facilitated the discovery of previously unknown sites and artifacts. These new findings may provide further evidence of the connections between the Hurrians, Hittites, and the Anunnaki, shedding light on the complex web of cultural exchange that characterized the ancient Near East. As researchers continue to explore the wealth of information contained within ancient texts and archaeological remains, they also seek to establish connections between these civilizations and other cultures throughout the ancient world. This process of uncovering and analyzing the evidence is essential in developing a fuller understanding of the possible influence of the Anunnaki in these ancient societies and the broader context of human history. While it may be difficult to definitively prove the existence of the Anunnaki or their direct influence on the Hurrians and Hittites, the similarities between their respective mythologies and cultural practices provide a fascinating window into the ancient world. and the interconnections between different societies. The pursuit of ancient knowledge, whether it is found in the legends of the Anunnaki or the historical records of the Hurrians and Hittites, reminds us of the enduring power of the human spirit to seek understanding and meaning in the world around us. As we continue to explore the mysteries of our ancient past and the countless civilizations that have shaped the course of human history, we are left with a sense of wonder and awe at the resilience and creativity of our ancestors. The stories of the Hurrians, Hittites, and the Anunnaki serve as a testament to the potential of human achievement and the enduring quest for knowledge and understanding that has defined our species since time immemorial. I hope you enjoyed our video today. Please drop any comments and ideas for future videos down below.